Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out the interior for the lighthouse, and then also I wanted to do a few other things. So I figured after I'm done building like a large section like this, we could maybe do an update video every now and then, so that could keep you guys kind of informed and maybe get you inspired or give you some ideas on what you could add in a lot of the empty space. Because I know a few of you actually build on the same map that I'm building on, and from all the tutorial buildings, you probably still don't have enough to have a proper town. So hopefully by showing you some of this, it'll give you some ideas on what you could use to fill in all the empty space. So before we get to the lighthouse, I'll show you guys a couple things. First off, I did start naming some of the areas. We'll start with this one up here since it was the first one I showed you guys. This is Lone Pine Orchard, and the story behind this was this whole area right here was kind of empty. We had all the buildings and everything, but this was just kind of really plain and boring. So I figured, you know what, why not put a forest here? So I went over there, copied the trees, and then pasted them here, only to find out that there are no pine trees on this island at all. They're all over there. There's tons of them, if not hundreds, but over here it's nothing but these damn oak trees, or whatever the hell those things are. So I'm not sure these things really make sense, but I guess it kind of goes with the name of this place. And it's kind of like a cool little backstory, I guess. So we have that. They're really the only pines on this whole island, I can assure you. So we have this place, and then I guess we'll save this area for last since it is the newest. So next we have the Baron's Town, and if you guys didn't know, this one was kind of inspired from the Baron's place in The Witcher 3, which is called Crow's Perch. So I figured the name, I'd kind of pay tribute to it and go with a bird, so I went with Raven Tide, and the tide just comes with the water that's right nearby. So I think that fits quite well. This town is definitely nowhere near finished. Definitely needs a lot more buildings and a lot more mini things like market stalls and some nice little wagons and carts and just boxes lying around, just to kind of add to the atmosphere and create a nice little mood for the town. And lastly, we have this town with the lighthouse. This place is called Mermaid Bluff. I'm not really sure if I like the name just yet. I mean, it fits, but then again, it's kind of corny. I mean, the place, it does kind of look like a mermaid's tail shooting out into the water, but then again, I don't know. You know what, maybe it'll work out. But yeah, this place definitely a lot more bright and kind of happy than the Baron's area. I figured this place can kind of be a bit more run down and grimy. Maybe the Baron's an old, cruel, greedy man, and then this place a lot more happy. You can tell from all the flowers that are there, and just kind of it's like a nice atmosphere until you kind of get over in this area, which I gotta admit, it doesn't look too happy. It's kind of a nasty little slimy swamp area almost. But yeah, this is a lot of just fishing stuff, some docks and everything. I know a few of you wanted to see some port stuff, so hopefully this can get you inspired to build your own. Nothing too huge. This is definitely kind of a small town port area. There's no big boats or anything, as you can see. That's just a little mini one. But yeah, we have this, and this right here is a trading shop. I think it's called the Riverside Trader. Yep, or no, Riverside Supply. So yeah, that's the name of that. And then this one is a tavern. That interior actually isn't done yet, but then this one, I think this one's done. At least the first floor. But I figured the worker in the lighthouse could own this thing, and maybe it keeps him going when he's not working on that, since that probably doesn't pay well working in a lighthouse. I don't think it does, because all you have to do is light that little torch thing at the top. So we have this, nothing too huge, but then again, it's owned by the lighthouse worker, so why would it be? So we have this little thing, and then I figured upstairs is maybe where his living quarters could be, but then down here is kind of all the nice seating, and it's owned by him, so I figured maybe he could work here even. He doesn't really need any of his own bartenders or anything, so he doesn't have to waste too much money on them. He can keep it all for himself and keep his belly full with all the food he buys. So we have this, and then this right over here is just a little house. Not really sure what it's there for, but I know it looks good, and it also allowed us to kind of have this dock going down. It's really, maybe it's like a little fishing hut, I don't know. But we got this other boat and this rock, and I really want to put kind of like a broken down ship here, and then maybe that would lead to some cool lore or something. So maybe the lighthouse wasn't here before, and then that big ass ship just crashed, so they were fed up with all the boats crashing, so they finally decided to put a lighthouse there. And that kind of gives it some nice backstory. So I think that's definitely what I'm going to do. Plus, I don't think you guys have seen me make a crashed boat before. I've done one in the past, and it turned out really good. So hopefully I can do something as good, if not better, for right there. And I don't know. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. We will see. But yeah, now for what some of you guys have probably been waiting for this whole time, the lighthouse interior. So we'll head on in here. And actually, before we go in there, you may notice before it was on this level right here, but I decided to raise it, I think it was 5 blocks higher. And then I also put in this nice little rock here. So we have that. But yeah, let's go ahead and head on inside. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard or not, but as I said, the kind of lore behind this whole place was it's either in a time of war or just shortly after. I still haven't decided between the two, but that's why you're going to see a lot of my builds kind of looking as if they're more designated for guards instead of the normal civilian people who would normally be working there. And that's also why a lot of the exteriors kind of look like this, such as that one over there. Maybe if it wasn't kind of the backstory with the lore and the war going on and everything, there wouldn't be the bricks there, but since there is a war, they kind of had to add supports and just a lot of more defensive stuff to all the buildings. So that's also why the lighthouse has all these bricks on the bottom instead of just being all stone, brick, and cobblestone. By the way, if you guys did kind of use stone, bricks, and cobblestone on this instead of the regular bricks, I'd love to see, because I wanted to see how that would turn out, but I'm not in the mood to end up replacing all these twice over to see how that would turn out and then have it look ugly. So if it turns out and you guys end up doing that, I'd love to see a picture if you have time. But yeah, we'll head on in here and kind of get to the majority of what we're supposed to be doing. So down here we have a lot of defensive things, such as the arrows, so they can shoot out of here if enemy ships do come. But then we also have some stuff for the leisure time and for them to just have fun if nothing's going on and they're not battling. So we have the card games, some storage, a lot of food just in case they're stuck in here for quite some time. And we also have just like a desk for them to maybe write home to the family or plan some tactics, I don't know. And then up here we have a lot of, what is it called? Bedding? Something like that. But yeah, we have the sleeping area, some more leisure stuff such as the checkered board, some drinks, more weapons, more chests. So a lot of storage, a lot of beds. I guess that's not too many beds, but then again, there probably wouldn't be too many guards in the lighthouse, because if there's a lot in here, they can't get much done because it's a very tight squeeze. But yeah, up here, this is kind of for the captain or the sergeant of whatever army's defending this place. So it's got the bigger bed, the nice little banner there, broken bottle because he's probably always pissed off. And yeah, I think that's the majority of kind of the living quarters of this whole place. And the rest of it is just a spiral staircase. If you guys weren't going for kind of the wartime look like I am, I'd probably recommend doing a staircase for the majority of it if you didn't have any other ideas to add to it, because there's really not much room for, or not much need for anything else in a lighthouse besides stairs to get to the top. So yeah, that's that. That is actually, I think, everything I wanted to show you guys today. So let me know what you guys thought of all my ideas and the stuff I put here. Hopefully it inspired you guys and gave you some ideas for your own lands or own buildings. And yeah, if you guys have any ideas for other stuff I could put here, because I'm definitely in need of them, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.